and now cross to Buenos Aires. And correspondent Declan McGarvey. Declan, we're getting word that 3 days of national mourning have been decreed in Argentina.
Yes, 3 days of national mourning for Diego Maradona, arguably the greatest footballer who ever lived, and certainly Argentina's biggest superstar. It's just sinking in here. People are trying to come to terms with it. I've been out trying to get local reaction here. One man saying to me that it's only just sinking in. He couldn't believe it. He said Maradona was bigger than Argentina, bigger than football, transcended football. He said he was bigger than the president. And it's just a huge, huge loss. It's all sinking in here in Argentina. He meant so much to so many people.
We've been having the discussion, Declan, about Maradona versus Pele, but I suppose where you are, it's Maradona versus Lionel Messi.
Yes, Maradona versus Lionel Messi. Certainly from one reporter's point of view, if I may, that's me, Maradona was the greatest Argentine footballer ever. And certainly, if I may speak personally at this moment, certainly in my lifetime that I've ever seen, he was incredible. We just talked about, obviously, I heard you in the studio talking about the World Cup quarterfinal against England, where he scored those 2 goals, one notorious, the other arguably the greatest World Cup goal ever scored. But if you look at that video of that match, and if you see those 2 teams lining up for the national anthem before the game starts, Maradona is on the extreme right of the Argentine team. He's the captain. They play the English national anthem, and you can see Maradona looking across at the English players, led by captain Peter Shilton, and he has a look of absolute hatred on his face. He was going to do some real damage in that match. If you put that match and what Maradona achieved in his footballing career, this country, Argentina, you have to put it within its historical context. That 1986 World Cup was just a few years after the worst period in Argentina's modern history, a brutal dictatorship in the 1970s and 80s that ended the lives of an estimated 30,000 people. Atrocities of which were just coming to light in 1986. Defeated the Falklands War against Britain in 1982, and many people in Argentina saw that World Cup quarterfinal as revenge for that defeat. That game and Maradona's career in 1986, it came within the context of Argentina morally being at the worst point in its modern history, morally on its knees with zero national pride. What Maradona achieved in 1986 by dragging, basically through his own skills and force of personality, a very mediocre team World Cup victory, was to put Argentina, for the first time in many years, in the international spotlight in a positive light. And for that reason, all Argentinians will always remember him. For them, it's greater than football. And he transcended football, and he gave Argentina back its national pride in 1986 with that World Cup victory.